since the founding of America, or since they started documenting, right? Because we know for a fact there wasn't large amounts of other nationalities and groups coming to America until, late 50s and 60s of the 1900s. It wasn't a large migration of any of that.
Now, to go back, who was the primary supporters of hip hop music financially? I don't know what it is now, but I know like a few years back, the number one supporters or consumers of hip hop music were Latino women and white women. You know what I'm saying? But primarily, if you're talking about gender, it's women, because they're the ones listening to the radios. They're the ones sitting up there going to the clubs and dancing or whatever, but they're the ones buying the records for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But they're the ones requesting stuff on radio. But, with that being said, you got labels who will sit up there and pay for ads. You know what I'm saying? About like, so you say if Drake drops a song, whatever, and they feel like it's a hot single, so they're going to put money behind that ad for radio. And so therefore, that's why you're hearing the same song, like you're hearing 15,000 times within an hour. Yo, welcome back to Drop Your 3 Cent. Like I said, I just had to get decent. In recent news, we had some tragedies really happen. But right now, we about to get the capping. No, I mean, we about to go and speak some truth. Right now, you got 3rd degree speaking now, spotted a fool. Oh my God, I'm like John Wilkes Booth. And I got people screaming, please don't shoot. Nah, we ain't sneaking up or creeping up behind you. Just thought that I would have to come up, remind you. Who the hell you talking to? Yes, that be third. If you don't know, you best go watch your word. Mr. Wes is go ahead and handle his business. We got Jess and she about to be a witness. Please let me into this so I can go ahead and speak my mind. I'ma go and drop a couple of dimes, drop a couple of pennies for your thoughts. And if you don't know, yes, get some liquor brought, because we about to go and teach you something new. And if you don't know, we coming at you. It's the DY3 crew with the freestyle while I'm play third. Yes, I'm about to go flip my words, kick it to the curb with stuff you never heard. Oh, if you don't like me, I will flip your bird. Word. Welcome back, y'all.
What's going on? What's going on, my beautiful people?
Man, sorry, I was rushing. I'm all greasy and shiny and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Poor lighting up in here, but we still trying to make it do what it do, man, you know?
Hey, man, you got to invest in yourself, baby. You over there in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing to get a ring light, man.
Working on it.
Look, I just got a little clip on one. You know what I'm saying? That's what
man.
does the job.
It's not like how my old setup was. I had good lighting and whatnot. There was lights, let there be light. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of in the dark.
Jess is light skinned. She don't need all that light.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
You need the light. Jess didn't need the light.
That's the cold part, is that I'm not as chocolate as you can see, but I need light. Jeez, Louise.
Hey, that's what's up, man. How was y'all week, man?
Long, bro. Long.
Hey, I hear you. I literally walked in the door 10 minutes ago.
But I just finished up the Ratchet News like 1 minute ago and uploaded it. I wasn't here today. You know what I'm saying? I had like a mad headache. I just wanted to kind of just, I still had to work and, make sure to get them coins, but I was not feeling it. Tell you.
It be like that sometimes, brother. It be like that.
But as you can see, our dedication, we are here.
Absolutely. For the people. You know what I'm saying? We're here for the people, man.
For
love.
Man. A shout out to the YouTube people. We did a rebroadcast show. We weren't live. Quez was trying to go find some light skin chemical treatments to help, soften himself up. He was on the surface.
One thing you ain't got to worry about me. You know what I'm saying? Won't be no skin bleaching over this way. You know what I'm saying? I love my blackness. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful.
Darkness.
Yes, Lord.
We got Toes in the house. What's up, man?
What's good?
What's up, Melvin?
You make sure you was bright and early for this one.
You know it.
Hey, man. You know what I'm saying?
Anytime politics is on the menu, I'm here.
We noticed. You know what I'm saying? We got to have a drop your 3 cent Toes news break. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. I eat, sleep it. That's my shit.
That's what we do. For those who are tuning in, make sure you guys are hitting the like, share button. You guys are on Facebook, hit the like, share, and make sure that you guys are tapping that screen. You're tapping it, or you're tapping the like or the love buttons or the ha-has. Make sure that you're staying engaged. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to all the subscribers who keep tuning in, who keep watching. The numbers were good on Facebook. Even though we had a rebroadcast, saying the numbers were still as high as if we were right here live with y'all last Friday. So the dedication that you guys are showing, it's uncanny. You know what I'm saying?
The comments. The comments was up.
They were on fire. They were on fire, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You guys were in the building and holding it down. We appreciate you. As you can see, Quez was unsuccessful in finding his light skin cream. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man. They don't make nothing strong enough, man, to get rid of all this melanin. You know what I'm saying? They don't make nothing for this, man. This is straight from Kryptonia. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Well, I hope you guys appreciate this. I had to do this real quick. I wasn't going to do it. Like I said, just wasn't in the right headspace, so I was not feeling it. But the people need some enjoyment, and I had to do it. So I had to give you some Ratchet News. So sit back, watch the show as I go get my apple juice.
Oh, Lord.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Third Degree. I wasn't going to do Ratchet News, but I guess I got to do some Ratchet because it's been a little bit of Ratchet News. So some of it's Ratchet, some of it's not. But let's go ahead and hurry up and get into it. Well, first, we got to send our condolences, our thoughts, and our prayers to the families of everybody that got affected in that plane crash in D.C. There are no survivors, and, it's just really, really sad. Of the passengers, a whole skating team was on there, and they lost their lives, man. It's just really, really crazy. On top of that, there was a civil rights attorney, former Miss Kansas contestant, and Michelle Obama intern, Kia Duggins, identified as one of the 60 passengers on the American Airlines plane crash. It was on their way to becoming a law professor at Howard University in the fall. So sad. So our thoughts and prayers are with them. We are definitely with the families of the victims of this tragedy. Let's go to the next. Well, as you know, last week it was MLK Day, and the FBI decides to share an MLK Day post, which was kind of crazy and wild. This was the post, from the FBI. The same FBI that was monitoring him and that may have been complicit in his, you know what I'm getting at, right? But crazy. Well, Sexy Red's ratchet hood ass thing thought it was a good idea to post an AI picture of her and MLK, and it did not sit. Bernice King, which is the daughter of Martin Luther King, she called her out, said, "You are distasteful, dishonoring, deplorable, and disrespectful to my family." So immediately, Sexy Red apologized. "I made no disrespect." Then why'd you put it up, dummy? Moving. Diddy has accused of Courtney Burgess and lawyer Ariel Mitchell for defamation. He's fighting back, y'all. He ain't taking this line down. He ain't taking that. Take that. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, former Danny King member D Woods opens up about troubling interactions with Diddy. So when it rains, it pours for this cat. I don't know. His trial's coming up in May. This is going to be an interesting one to see. Moving on. Well, as you know, Donald Trump was back in office, and he pardoned a J6er, and he was fatally shot amid altercation with police. I mean, he handled something January 6th, got into it with the riots and got arrested and get let out, and next thing you know, he's with it with the police. Makes sense, right? Moving on. Popular rapper Dank Moss has lawyered up after Lyft driver said she was too big to fit in his car. She know good and damn well. You know what I mean? Good and damn well. But moving on. DJ Academics is permanently banned from Twitch following grooming allegations, as he should, that rat face licking punk. Moving on. Suki Hana calls out Ray J for keeping her pic and claiming he still smells her coochie on his upper lip. What is the world? Moving on. Costco is raising its pay for its hourly workers to more than $30 an hour, and it's not ending its DEI program. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Costco. I'm keeping my membership. Moving on. Wu-Tang Clan's Cream was released 31 years ago today. I mean, way to make you feel old, right? Moving on. West Virginia couple convicted of forced labor and child neglect and civil rights violations against adopted black children. But we all know Trump was going to probably pardon them, because again, he don't believe in DEI and civil rights and whatnot, right? Moving on. Angel Reese becomes the first ever female athlete to have her own McDonald's meal. And on top of that, Angel Reese pays off her mom's mortgage and officially retired her for her birthday. Salute, salute, salute. Moving on. Roxanne Shante makes history as the first solo rapper to ever receive a Grammy's Lifetime Achievement Award. So shout out to her. Moving on. 17 years ago today, Kobe Bryant baptized rookie Dwight Howard, one of the greatest posters ever, and one of the best moments for Dwight Howard, as we allegedly have been hearing about now. He probably loved this moment right here, you know what I'm saying? Balls all on the chin. Moving on. Now, this is the car that the girl should have been in. You know, good and well, she wasn't about to be in that small-ass car. Anyway, moving on. Universal Music Group files 144-page motion to dismiss Drake's Texas petition. They fighting back too, y'all. They ain't not like us. Which Kendrick will be playing at the Super Bowl next Sunday. Moving. Well, last but not least, Matt Barnes' fiance shares list of all 8 women he cheated with this month. And she just was on a rant. You know what I'm saying? I hope they can work it out. Hope it's not true, but we'll see. But hey, that's all I got for you, because we got to talk about this dude right here. He is back, and already within 2 weeks, he's caused chaos. I bet somebody right now is just sitting back, wow, do you still think she wasn't qualified? She back here like, ha, told y'all. Hey, I would be too. Well, I'm Third Degree, and that's your Ratchet News. Enjoy the show. Well, what you got for me?
That was good. No complaints. The FBI one, that was a complaint on that.
What's the complaint, sir?
I understand they were the ones that also targeted him and that tried to get him to take his own life and all that other stuff. But it's not like they haven't did good too. So let's not pretend like they haven't broke up KKK rallies. They haven't put racist terrorists in jails. They haven't put out and stopped tons of other white nationalists. If you read the director Comey's book, they talked about several of the things. He even had one of Dr. King's letters on his desk because he said that the injustice of what they did, they could never fix. And it was his goal as the director to always try to fix the wrong, even though he said it was impossible. But that led him to continue to try to fix the wrong. So
isn't it so nice that you can always apologize after you demonize, kill, and destroy people? Must be nice to be able to do that.
But it's not the same people.
Hey, look, I'm trying to make
it's
it right
not the
now.
same people.
I apologize.
But it's not the
You know,
same people. That's not the same
I-
people. That's not the same people.
it's an organization, sir. It's an
Name it.
organization.
Name one of the
Well,
I could name a few organizations that the U.S. government was just the same way. The Marine Corps was
Yep,
just the same way.
that's who
And
I'm talking about. All
I
of
did
them.
16 years at 16 plus. So it's like, at what point after they try to fix it, do you? And especially, we always talk about second chances, but then we always put people down or
Oh no, I don't. I
organizations.
ain't talking
well,
about no second chances for the government. They don't get no second chance. Every time we give them a second chance, somebody dies. Ain't nobody
It,
playing with
it's
them.
not. It's not the government.
The government.
It's not the government. The government's not all evil.
no,
I
they're
didn't
not
say
all evil. We never said that, but I have to
That was just
rebut.
my nitpick. That was just
I
my
know
nitpick.
I have to rebut your claim, sir. I mean, so yes, let's keep it a buck. So the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, with his closeted homosexual self, sat
Mm.
up there and wanted to prevent the rise of a messiah. So they used they used some dirty tactics by infiltrating not only the NAACP, SNCC, Martin Luther King's organizations, but the OAU, the Nation of Islam, the Black Panther Party of Self Defense. So yes, they did try to break up Klan rallies and all this other stuff. But let's not sit up there and act like COINTELPRO did not exist. Because at the same time, a lot of the stuff that we are now facing today is because of those FBI choices, especially with them pushing crack in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the way to neutralize the Black Panthers and to stop free lunches, free breakfasts, and all this other stuff. Let's also not forget that people had to fight in order to give MLK a holiday. You know what I'm saying? So this wasn't something that they all agreed upon. Oh, we did wrong and da. They still had a despise for this man. On top of that, in 1999, the King family found that the FBI or the government or both may have actually played a hand and a role into his murder. So for them to have the balls to sit there and say, "Oh, MLK Day, we're trying to make wrong," you can't bring back a life. You can't bring
Okay.
back a life. That's like me saying, okay,
All
well,
that
George
you said.
Zimmerman can. That's like me saying, hey, George Zimmerman can come over to the house, and I'm gonna give him some Skittles and some Arizona iced tea, and it's all
That's the
good because he
worst.
said he's
That's the
sorry.
worst analogy
I'm
there
just
is.
saying, if he
No,
apologized,
the difference is you're listing off programs and things that happened from literally 40 to 50 years ago. With those people aren't in office.
are we still
And
not facing some of the stuff today?
but are we
Bro,
dealing
I'm
with the same
40.
people? So
I'm 40.
did the
You know what
director
I'm
of the
saying?
FBI do the same thing?
You said 40, 50 years ago, like it was so far ago. I'm
No, but
40.
I'm literally saying that the same people that you said directed those things to happen, it's not the same people.
But a
So
lot
I'm
of them are
saying
still
the
alive.
director Ray, which is which was the former FBI agent that took over
John
for
Lewis was still
Director
alive, right?
Comey. So I'm
He was
saying
alive before he passed out.
when
I
you
mean,
say these things, it's like it's a huge organization, and it's not like those same people of today were the ones doing those things of the past.
But this is the thing, Melvin. The
At
government is
at last I
complicit.
checked, go
The
ahead.
government is complicit in all of these organizations, and a sorry is not good enough. And then to antagonize the situation even more by putting up a flyer saying how much you cared about this individual and from this. And now, if you want to do that on your personal page, it might have hit different. But to do it from the organization that was complicit in the
That
demise of that man looks a little bit disingenuous. You have to
I
be able to
I
see that.
I think not. I I don't think. At what point do you say, okay, they're trying to right the wrong? At
When
what
they try
point?
to write it, that's
Well,
what I'm
they
saying. When
did.
they
They
try to right the wrong. A
they
Facebook
did.
post is not writing a wrong, sir.
No, they
That's
did more than a Facebook post, though.
what they do.
You tell me, since you know what they've
I'm
done.
asking you what they do.
Well, like they set up several programs of the civil rights. That was a whole department, civil rights department within the FBI that fought for civil rights justice, and that was dismantled because of Trump. And so there are several. They dedicated a whole section for DEI set of righting the wrong. And so when we sit there and just pretend like they just sat back and was like, "Hey, my bad," that's disingenuous. That is totally disingenuous. And then when you say like, "Oh well, they had a hand in killing King," so did the Nation of Islam.
Hey,
So,
didn't
okay, so they didn't try. So
they
they
didn't have
didn't
no hand in killing
firebomb.
King?
They didn't firebomb Malcolm X's
Oh, you
house.
talking about Malcolm X? You said King. I'm
Yes,
like,
yes.
okay.
So no, but
But
I'm talking about when you sit there and you say, "Oh well, the government and they did this," and the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam talks about Malcolm X to this day, like they didn't try to kill him and his whole family, and they
Do
didn't
you see me
steal
in the
from their
mosque?
members, and then they
but
didn't
the Nation of
radicalize.
Islam, but the Nation of Islam is not a government
They're our own
sanctioned
people. That's what
entity.
makes it worse.
No,
That's
but
what
we
the
can't. You
government. We
can't
could
always
expect
do
it.
that,
No,
Melvin.
we could expect it from the government, like you said. But when it's
No,
our own goddamn people from the
we
ground
we
up,
can't.
then
We
we say nothing.
listen.
Then we say nothing.
We can't
Then we
do.
say nothing.
We can't. We always say something.
No,
You're acting like we sanction all the debauchery that goes on for black people. I can't speak for all black people. I can't even speak for
and
the
the
Nation of
FBI
Islam
can't
because I'm
speak
not
for
a
their.
part of them. Yeah, but I am a
But
part of
we
the
talked
U.S.
about
government.
we've talked about other things of the Nation of Islam and
And
the Black Panthers and other. So it's just disingenuous to pretend like
Hey, no
the
disrespect to the Nation of
FBI from the
Islam, but I am
70s.
not part of the Nation of Islam. So
No,
I'm
but you
not.
did bring up when we back in the day we talked about Louis Farrakhan, and you said, well, some of the things he said was da 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 da
I
da
mean,
da.
there's some things that he said, but yeah, I don't. I mean, yay.
Okay,
And
so
Me
listen.
personally,
I'm
so
not.
I'm just
I'm not
saying
going.
it's
yeah,
I'm not going
I'm not
to.
going to
disingenuous.
go there on him, but you
I'm
know,
just
Hold on, but
saying it's
listen. I'm not.
disingenuous.
I'll go there because I'm not going to cape for Farrakhan or the Nation of Islam. But what I can say, even with what Melvin is bringing up, the Nation of Islam has created wealth amongst their organization. They have restaurants, they have farms, they've you know what I'm saying, rehabilitated so many black men and women that don't drink, that don't smoke, that don't eat pork, you know what I'm saying, and live a prosperous, productive life. You know what I'm saying? So we can't just act like
So
uh,
and that's my point. At
but
what point do
they're
we
but they're
say?
not a government entity.
But what
They are a
point
bunch
do
of black
so
people who believe in something over there.
so at
That's
what
like
point
saying
do
we
you
can't
get
blame
over
the
the fact that
government,
they tried to kill one of our greatest leaders?
but
At what
you
point do
can't
you take the fact that their founder was sleeping with minors? At what point do you take the fact that the founder was
all of
stealing
that,
money and making all of themselves
all of that.
rich?
bro,
Like
you act like we're glorifying them and saying
no,
like,
no,
hey,
but
Right.
no, but I'm
You
saying
brought them up.
if
You
you
bring them
if we sit there and forgive
wait.
one nation, if we
Here, but
sit
here's the
there,
thing though. Because now it's like you're trying to. It's equivalent to where we say, "Hey, Black Lives Matter," but then you're like, "Hey, all lives matter." But what about them? Well, like, what's the
the
point?
whataboutisms, bro, is crazy.
no, my point
Because
is when we
listen,
sit
the
there
Nation of
and
Islam don't control
we
shit
bash
in my
one
life.
organization, but then the other was like, oh well, they do this, they do
No,
that,
because
they,
one
and I'm like, come on
organization
now.
is sanctioned by the United States government. That's the difference, Melvin. The
Yes,
Nation of
but you're
Islam
bringing something
don't
up from the
create no
70s. You're
policies.
bringing
They don't
something
have
70s and
Okay, and on
80s.
that note, we still got a show to get into.
come on, man. Yeah,
You're
let's talk.
bringing it
Let's
up.
talk
You're
about
bringing it
a
up
black
with
rapper.
stuff when we were 5, and it's not the same. It's not the
Uh,
same.
I
You
know.
shop at
Hey,
places today that you couldn't shop at back in the 70s and 80s.
I
and I
know
And
should be
that
so
you
happy.
want to
so to
sit there and
pretend
take
like,
up
oh well,
pasta. I get it.
Sears used to be Sears used to be racist, but you still were ordering Amazon. You still were doing
All right. Hey,
subsidiaries of
so with that
Sears.
being
So
said, we're gonna go ahead and get into the show. So for those that want to come on, if you guys are on Facebook, I have the
Oh, we
link
finna
in the
have fun.
comment section. I
We
have the
finna
link
have
in.
fun tonight. Let's go.
let's do it.
Yeah, please stop being interrupted.
Oh, go ahead, third. We forgot you was here.
Yeah, I can see. I can see. So, with that being said, if you guys are on Facebook, if you guys want to come on, we have the link in the comment section. Just know that if you're coming on and you're using your phone, you have to use your headphones, and they will work as a microphone. just know, hey, this is going to be as a precursor. There's going to be some things where we don't agree on, and if things may get heated, but you have to respect the host, the man with the microphone. If you come on here and you're getting loud and over talking and blah blah blah, and it starts sounding like a shout, mate, I'm putting you in the back. So you calm your ass down, then I'll bring you back. If you still continue on, then we're just going to boot you from the show. I ain't got time today. We're going to keep it respectful. We could agree to disagree, but we ain't going to be name calling. We ain't going to be talking about people's mamas. We ain't going to be talking about pulling up or S my Ds. We ain't doing none of that. You know, we grown folks over here. Let's keep it nice and classy. Also, too, if you're going to make sure that you're in a nice spot where you have good Wi-Fi, you know what I'm saying, and you make sure you have your camera on, make sure there's not a lot of noise in the background. We don't need babies crying in. We don't need, we don't need to be seeing you taking dumps. We don't need to be slapping nobody, you know what I'm saying? You got to just kind of keep it, respectful. This is a production. You can't get clipped up and you can't get put out amongst a whole lot of people. We had over 4.9 million views, so you don't want to be, looking ignorant, dumb, ratchet, stupid, trashy. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you
represent
looking when you said all that?
I was looking over on the side. She don't never look ratchet.
Damn,
you trying to over here start. You starting to move like the FBI, trying to cause dissension amongst the happy home. What's wrong with you? They black ass Edgar Hoover. I see your dress in the background, nigga. Over here trying to cause dissension. What Jess
did to you today?
You been bamboozled, led astray, ran amok. My black ass fuck.
What's up, Madre?
I haven't seen you in a while. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta get it all in. What's up, Mom? How you doing?
Oh, that was funny. Go ahead, man. What else? I want to talk about that lady that tried to get in that Honda Civic.
Real quick. Before I was ready to get into the show, real quick. What the fuck was wrong with her, man?
Ain't no way. You ain't getting in my shit.
All right. You know what I mean? Let's have an honest conversation. I'll put it up, and there's some people who are up there. What's wrong with the world today? All right. So here's the thing. If she's a quote-unquote rapper, and she weighs like over 600 some pounds, you know what I'm saying? The common sense would be to get a larger vehicle. I drove for Lyft, so the type of vehicle that you are requesting. If you see it's a small, compact vehicle, common sense will like, oh, my big ass can't fit this. Maybe I need to just cancel this and get into another. So you go ahead and the guy pull up, you know what I'm saying? And then he's looking like, I don't know how this is going to work. And so you get him on camera trying to, you broke. If she's watching, you broke. You're doing it for a payday. You're doing it for a payday. Your rap career ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? The Big Macs ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Your blood pressure's rocky road. I'm just saying you're just trying to get a payday. That's all it was, because you were trying to get him to say, oh, you can't fit. So you can have a discrimination lawsuit, because essentially you might win against that.
But you can't fit.
But here's the thing. Here's on the catch side to that question. Yeah, on the flip side to that, right? Because you saw she didn't go after him, which she should have, because he's an independent contractor. She went after Lyft. Because with that being said, if he says, oh, I don't think that you can fit, you can't discriminate against color, against race, religion, gender, and quote unquote weight. So, she might actually have a lawsuit. So they might actually settle with her so she can maybe get some type of money to maybe fund her non-ass fucking rap career.
She doesn't have there's weight limits on everything. There's literally weight limits on everything. If you go if he sits there, he could argue, well, I don't know if my belt could strap and go around her.
Right. Like, it's a safety hazard.
Wait. Mama Tucker said, if you can't fit, you must have quit.
Exactly.
Facts.
It got OJ off, so
you know what I'm saying?
This is a safety concern. If I hit the corner too fast, I might blow a tire and then skid into some little children that was playing basketball in their yard because you didn't set off the equilibrium of my vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My car is not designed for that. You know what I'm saying? You called a lift, not a forklift. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need you to find another way of transportation. You a rapper. You ain't selling no records. You know what I'm saying? Then you're going to try to get me on camera because I don't want you in my car. This is my car still. You know what I'm saying? This is my vehicle. I got the right to refuse service to anyone. If you ugly, I could say, nah, I'm cool. What he should have did was
that's what he should have just did. He just said, cancel and just rolled off without saying
that's
anything.
it. You should
That's
just
all you
when
have
you
to do.
seen her step off the porch and the porch took a deep breath, you know what I'm saying? You should just cancel the ride and kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? And drove off. Canceled.
Did he say that, or is that what she's accusing? Because that's
She got him
another
on.
thing.
I couldn't watch it. She has him video. She's video recording him. Saying, "Oh, you ain't gonna pick me up, or you ain't gonna. You serious? You pick me up because of my weight." So then she cries and she screams and she gets lawyers to get empathy and sympathy. And some of you on my Facebook comments were bought into it. Funk that.
Yeah, I'm not going for that. You have no discipline, man. For you to get the 600 pounds takes hard work. You know what I'm saying? That is some work. If you can do that, you should be making amazing albums. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care about the weight aspect of it.
We
know you don't, Dudley do right. I can't stand Melvin.
But it's about because you literally can say, hey, it's a safety hazard. Hey, I can't take you because I'm supposed to pick up another passenger, and most likely we couldn't fit 2 people with that. And so there's a lot.
Did she get in your car?
My Prius? My Camaro?
Is she getting in your Prius? Okay.
No, not my Camaro or my Prius. It won't.
There's no disrespect to her and her weight. You know what I mean?
She wouldn't fit. Hey, but that's the whole point.
All people of shapes, colors, sizes, whatever. It's the fact that she has the sense of entitlement to know. Okay, you have to have some common sense. Jess, you see, am I wrong? Now again, hey,
she's 100% wrong.
I can't fit in this car.
I'm saying she's I've been saying she's 100% wrong. This is on her. Like, she could have got the XL, and she could have. Exactly. Well, how did she get there? Like, did she take the bus normally, or what is the normal? What is and just because somebody has a videotape doesn't mean anything, because she could have been there for 5 minutes talking shit to him, and really that's why he refused the service, because she was like, well, I can't fit and you didn't get it big. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, you can't fit. I'm driving off. Oh, you're going to do that to me? And then the camera turns on then.
Exactly.
So you don't know exactly what happened. And I think it's bullshit just to sue somebody because, like, you don't have the proper accommodations for that. Or they don't have the proper accommodations for them.
Mom,
no, man, we keeping it wrong. Mama Tucker, she says they ask you if they asked if you have 3 or more, you have to order this size. She knew she looked in the mirror. She was a girl. Damn. Now we know where Quez get it from. She raw. And I was a big girl, so I know the difference between small and XXL. But yeah, that's my thing. It's incentive entitlement. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
again, she's over here, probably a rap career ain't going nowhere. And again, we live in an era. She said, I'm woke. We live in an era where it's a thing where likes, clicks, and views and stuff, all this, whatever. That's why she was recording. That's why she got some lawyers and she made it a big old thing. So now publicity in the entertainment field, anything in publicity, any publicity is good publicity because you got people talking about you. So now you got people probably going and looking and checking out her videos or her music. So it's getting the clicks, likes, and views up. While she's probably going to go and get a bag from Liv. She ain't slick.
Look at that lawyer. He gotta stand on his tippy toes to reach the other side of her shoulder. Like, ma'am, you know you wasn't getting in my car. You had to know that. He has to know that. Did you give her a ride? That's what I want to ask the lawyer. Did you give her a ride in your car? Or did you meet her there?
My little brother's stupid, man. He said the driver said my tires are tired. I damn near died.
Now my tires are tired. Oh man!
What the fuck? What the funk? She said you carrying a whole little person in her belt. I ain't gonna be shaming her like that, man. I'm sorry, but she kind of brought it up on herself. Man. She wanted the attention, the court of public opinion, and she got it. You know what I mean? Because I just think it's just a dumb, frivolous lawsuit. You know what I mean? I feel bad for Liv that they're gonna have to settle for this because they just wanted to go away. You know what I mean? She's gonna take the money and squander it instead of getting herself a ride that she can actually get into. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to get $1 million bag. But Jess, drop your 3 cents, please, so I can just move the funk on from this big old mess of malarkey.
Not malarkey.
All I gotta say is why. Why? That's it.
That's it, man.
Why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why? Man.
Because that's how the people that sue McDonald's because they got big. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your fault. It's your fault you can't fit in my car. I bought the car for me. You know, you didn't buy a car, so.
Her video was talking about wanting BBWs to stay in the house bored.
Oh, hell no. Is that what she said?
I hope not. How you gonna be big and ignorant too? Come on now. You can't be.
They mostly are.
This is what we got.
On that note, let's get into some promo.
Do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me?
Yeah.
You're wasting time.
Why are you holding those jars like that, Jess? Like you just like you damn near just uppercut it or you cuffed it or something. Just like what the hell?
With the,
like a cradle. Like what's going on?
Oh my gosh! I was trying to get a good shot.
So you make sure Quez drop a little bit. I didn't have a chance to upload the new video, so that will be up next week. And then Tish, I got you. I just need to add some music to your video. You know what I'm saying? So all that will be taken care of next week. I was out of it today. I had a lot of ripping and running. Then I had to do it was either fix the videos or do the ratchet. So I had to do the ratchet news. You know what I mean? So I got y'all next week. But talk a little bit about your biz, Quez.
Oh man, simple and plain, man. It's 2025. It's up. If this first month of January hasn't shown you that you should be working on your plan B while you got a plan A, you might want to get it figured out, man. I'm here to help. Gonna help y'all facilitate getting your dreams and goals accomplished, man, because ain't nothing certain no more. Ain't no DEI. Might as well work on yourself.
Right?
That's what I got for you.
Well said. With that being said, we got, I wanted to do a whole show about ancestry and Black folks and all this other stuff. And, of course, Valentine's Day is a couple of weeks. So with that being said, if you guys are in the Inland Empire or the LA area, make sure you hit up Sugar Express by Jess on Instagram to get your Valentine's monograms or some chocolate covered strawberries or pretzels and cookies and stuff. For your lady, dudes, saying if you don't feel like you ain't handy enough to do it yourself, go ahead and hit up Sugar Express. Go ahead and plug your stuff.
Like he said, I do letter monograms, number monograms if you're celebrating an anniversary or, the first letter of your girl's name. Also, just chocolate covered strawberries. What else? That's it for Valentine's Day. Oh, I also do blinged out bottles. If you'd like to have a nice blinged out bottle for Valentine's Day, I can do that too.
How much is the E and J? You know what I'm saying? I want to blinged out E and J bottle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
How much for a bottle of Grey Goose? You know what I'm saying? Let me hit the club. You know what I'm saying?
You have to buy the bottle, and I will bling it
Oh
out.
yeah, I don't even want it no more. Don't worry about it.
Grey
I
Goose will
got
get you loose.
$5.99. I got
Hey Melvin, what you got
$5.99.
going on in North County with the pantry, man?
Nothing much. We have the scholarship going on. I think Miss Easterbrook is about to pick the students that won the scholarships in May. Well, that's the presentation in May. She picks them usually in around February or March, and then that's about it. So,
All right, man. How do we support the scholarship and the pantry, sir?
it is North County Pantry. I'll get the info for you. The scholarship I usually just put all pay it out a couple $1,000 and set up everything. I usually don't take any donations. It's something I do, but if you want to donate, I'll get that information for that.
All right, so I got $5 for you, and I got $5 for Jess. There we go.
There we go.
We winning all year, man. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing. But
There
yeah,
we
send
go.
me the
Hey.
info.
As you can see, I'm trying to get all this promo out the way because it's about to be a long show. But with that being said, you can go ahead and support me, Third Degree. You can go to kingthird.com if you want to buy directly. You can get music from me directly. You can get merch, or you can go to dropyour3cent.com and get your merch. You know what I'm saying? Also, make sure you please support my rap career and this podcast career because I don't want to have to resort to eating 500 some Big Macs and trying to sue Lyft because ain't nobody trying to pick me up. You know what I'm saying? So please to support my rap career. You guys have been doing beautiful across seas in Japan, in Africa, in Europe. You guys have been doing lovely. I just need the Americans to do it here because, again, I don't want to be like old girl talking about they ain't picking me up. I need that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need that. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You know what I mean?
Sergio, we see
lack of accountability.
Hey, Sergio said he wants you on the album, bro.
Yeah?
That's what he said, man. I see you, Sergio.
What you said, Petty Mac? Man.
Hey.
All right. So with that being said, Melvin's uncle is back.
Damn. Starting early. Here we go.
No.
It's only been a week or two, or almost 2 weeks since he been sworn in, and he's already caused a whole bunch of just chaos. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I mean he's ended DEI, 2 genders. There's been a whole list of stuff that he's just done, all these executive orders, right?
Absolutely.
So which one are we going to get into?
Whatever
Go ahead,
one.
Melvin.
There was just another plane crash in Philadelphia.
Oh man, you
a
serious?
Learjet, a Learjet crashed, and they don't know how many
Denisha
people.
was telling me while we were starting the show. I was like, damn.
Yeah, so that one
Man.
crashed, and this comes after Donald Trump and Elon Musk fired the head of the transportation agency. They fired a lot, or they bought out a lot of the people, the air traffic controllers. And the crash that happened a couple nights ago was the first significant crash involving a passenger jet in 16 years. And so it goes to show all this within a week kind of correlates indirectly or directly. And so this is kind of the chaos agent that a lot of people wanted, and it's only going to get worse from here.
Right. And so, with that being said, prayers, thoughts with the families of the plane victims in Philadelphia. It's just crazy, saying that had to happen, saying. So my thoughts and prayers are definitely with you. I don't know. I don't know what this is gonna. I mean, at the end of the day, let's talk about the DEI. We'll get into it, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's crazy to me that people thought that this man would actually be a better fit for America than Kamala Harris. You actually had some people, saying that even came on this here show, or we've seen in the comments, saying we've seen in the comments because we had a we had a whole 600 something views on that one episode where we talked about whether Kamala Harris was black. And you know what I mean? They really honestly thought that he would be a much better fit for America than this woman, whether she's black, Indian, whatever you thought. So, you know, you voted for this man.
But that's the funny thing, because that's exactly DEI. That's the funny point about it, is everything that they claim about DEI, unqualified people taking office and being in positions they're not qualified for. That's President Trump. That is now Pete Hegseth, the direct Secretary of Defense. That is the new transportation secretary. That is who he wanted to be, the pedophile or accused of pedophile that he wanted to be for attorney general.
Allegedly.
Well, I said accused because that's
you gotta say
that's
allegedly.
who the FBI was investigating for 3 years. Matt Gaetz for
they finna investigate your ass in a minute. You keep talking.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the fear of it, and I think I saw somebody say about, oh well, why are people surprised? Well, people are surprised because a lot of the things that he said he was going to do are un-American, are illegal, and are the foundation building blocks of a fascist society. And so,
like what? Let's list some of these. Let's get straight into the meat and potatoes of these, because I'm curious.
So when in the last, let's say in the last 20 years, last 40 years, only 8 inspector generals, which are independent, nonpartisan people, have been fired. Only 8. In one night, Trump fired 17. And those are the people that independently check if you're on ethics. So if you're being corrupt, on spending, on transportation, making sure that the government is independently, it's their checks and balance, so that they're not saying they're doing something that they're not really doing. It's the federal wages and everything else. And he fired all them. He fired the people that are in charge.
How was it working before they got fired?
That's how you had several Congress people go to jail. That's how we found out that, like, the Clarence Thomas was taking bribes from billionaires, and they were putting his kids through college, and they bought his mama a house, and he went on several $1 million retreats. Or Justice Scalia and his buddy, because those committees said, hey, no, you're doing, and those are independent investigators. They're not Republican or Democrats. So that is one of the building blocks of fascism, is taking out that checks and balance. The next is when you say, I'm going to dismantle certain agencies, and then I'm going to only put people I want in charge. So today in the FBI, he fired anybody that was involved in the investigation into him and Russia and his campaign. So he fired several hundred people from Las Vegas, Miami, Washington, D.C. And so the people that legitimately got an order to investigate him, he fired them. So who's going to check him if you're firing him? And so when we talk about, like, the checks and balance, where's the checks and balance if he's knocking down all the safeguards?
Is the safeguards necessarily the individuals, or is it the system? Because the system is supposed to safeguard itself, right?
It's essentially both. But when you have money, and when you have people in fear of,
the presidency isn't about money, though.
No, but the presidency was bought by money. And so Elon Musk spent $300 million to get Trump elected.
Okay.
So then that's
the only reason he won, because Elon Musk had a whole bunch of money.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna say there's a lot more than that.
Well, think about it. If you Elon Musk owns Twitter. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, allegedly. So and he spent $300 million. So let's say the close race in your home state of Georgia. So the candidates, some won. There was, I think it was a total of 25 different races, were won by 1% to 2%. And in those small counties, that's 40 that's 40 to 400 votes.
Mhm.
And so if you suppress the vote by, think about it, they own that small county. All you have to give them is $500,000 versus their candidate that could only raise $50,000. And if you spend $1 million campaigning and you get airtime and you get Twitter time, and I only get $50,000, you're gonna obviously get name recognition. You're
So
obviously
can I propose this then?
go for it.
Wouldn't you say? Because now it seems like we're penalizing somebody for being great at exposing something that was created by other individuals, right? Because why does any candidate need $300 million to do anything, or 20 million, or 10 million, right? So it was all fun a week ago until you lose. Now it's, oh man, all this money and all this. They've been winning races like this for years, right? Because there's too much money in politics. That's why don't nothing get done in
Well,
Congress, in the Senate, in the presidential office. People
that's
are
what the
buying
Dobbs Act
their
was.
way into
Right.
votes. That's why
That
the people never benefit, and it's
Wait,
always
that was the whole point of the Dobbs Act. And like when Bernie Sanders said, and the Supreme Court, when it was turned right winged, it said that corporations have the same rights as money. And so it was at that moment that corporations have the same rights as, and votes as normal person, that it exploded, that you needed
but
more
people,
money.
but people were doing it regardless,
They weren't
and
they
that's
weren't
the problem.
able to do it before that because your contributions were limited. But now you are
So,
creating these super PACs,
how
and
long have we had super PACs, Melvin?
that can contribute as much as they're doing. 16 years. Prior to that,
So,
it wasn't that you weren't able to spend that much money.
so that doesn't sound like it started with Donald Trump. It sounds like you mad because Donald Trump exposed it and it didn't work in the favor of
No,
y'all's vote. So now it's a problem
no,
because he
it's always
used the
been a problem.
system that was created to benefit from it,
The
right?
system was created by Republicans and approved by a Republican Supreme Court. And if you look
16
at
years
who
ago,
exactly, so
Donald Trump didn't
Hey,
put them people in there 16 years ago.
just because he didn't put, so if something is wrong and just because he didn't do it but he utilized it, still makes it wrong.
So why wasn't this an issue when it was Obama 2 times? Why wasn't it an issue when it was just Biden for 4 years? Like we can't have this
It was
selective
an issue.
outrage.
No, it was an issue, and
Nobody,
that's what I said.
I didn't hear nobody talking about it.
Well, I don't
No,
think you followed it. I don't think
that
you
that
followed it because Bernie
because
Sanders
because they
I
were
know
talking
Bernie.
about
I'm
it.
talking about the election.
wait. They were upset when Obama was elected. They were trying to call false and all this other stuff.
But it wasn't
They
about
sure
money.
did.
It wasn't
Yeah, it
about
was.
who
They did.
donated
They
money.
said that he was, no, they were mad at Obama for campaigning and getting a lot of the votes too. Malcolm, don't hit it more than once.
So
Lead by
with this
example.
being said, I mean my 3 cent completely is that the only one to blame in this situation right now are the Democrats. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? They were completely stupid in how they moved because they wanted to I want to uphold my morals. I want to be. You're playing with a guy who is not necessarily playing by the rules. You know what I'm saying? He's not necessarily adhering to anything traditional. Let me be classy. Let me sit with a stick up my butt, whatever. You know, he's doing and saying whatever the funk he wants to say, and he's doing whatever the funk he wants to do, and he's playing dirty, and you guys are still trying to keep it classy. And you guys got outwitted by him because at the end of the day, he sat up there, he packed the Supreme Court, to make him work in his favor. On top of that, you know what I'm saying, he put out false stuff through the media, mudslinging and all this other stuff. The boy lies so much that they had to create fact checks on social media platforms. And, you know, so it's kind of crazy, but at the end of the day, you had 4 years to prepare, and you didn't do a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? You thought that Joe Biden was the guy, and as you can see, his age, whatever, and he did some good things. He also did some faulty things. He also did some, hey, where you at, Joe, type of things. But let's not sit here and act like he was the best candidate, for America. He was the better choice of a dude who sat up there and put us through hell for 4 years. So you had 4 years to sit there to either try to convict him of the January 6th riots. You dragged your feet for that. What else? The lawsuits that he was facing. You had time to do that. How could you not sit up there and make laws to make it beneficial to now you actually have now a convicted criminal as the U.S. president of the United States, who is over here, let's keep it a buck, who's pardoning other criminals from January 6th.
And you blame the people that are fighting him.
I blame Democrats because again, at the end of the day, they had time.
It could be a head in a box, and I would vote for that head in a box over Donald Trump. Well, it's about morality. Again, it's about morality, decency.
The reality of
it is the reality.
The reality of it is that yes, you are going to vote. People with common sense, or especially if we understood, like, hey,
more people didn't vote though.
So the thing about it, I didn't sit here and think that Kamala was this great, heroic, I didn't see her in the same light as how I saw Obama. Now I'm gonna keep it a buck. But at the end of the day, I knew that, hey, not only does she have experience because she was set as the vice president of the United States, she got to sit there and be firsthand witness to a lot of stuff. I also know that she came from politics, and she came from a law business mind, whatever, from California. So I knew that there are some positive things. This was all chess. I'm gonna vote for her because yes, she's the better person, the better fit to sit up there and to put for 4 years over a Trump.
So then there's nothing to vote. Then that's the whole premise of the whole argument.
At the same time, we didn't get a chance to pick.
You have two choices. You have two choices. That's it.
Either I know, but we didn't
live in hell.
We didn't get a chance to pick her though. That's the whole point. Why they put on an issue. Go ahead, Quest.
Can I say something? So first of all, what happened to y'all the first time Donald Trump was president?
What do you mean? What happened the first time?
What happened to y'all? Because we keep saying this, we gonna live in hell shit in these fear mongering phrases. What happened?
Okay,
are we still here?
So we're not. How many people? How many people died of COVID? How many people died of COVID? And that was mismanaged. Over 1 million people of his mismanagement. How much
wasn't Anthony Fauci part of the Democratic Party?
No, he's independent.
And he was speaking on behalf of the Democrats. Yes, he was.
He was there for 5 different presidents. He's been there since 80.
And he was heading. He was leading the charge for COVID-19, right?
No,
those people didn't die because Donald. If you died during COVID because you listened to Donald Trump and took a horse,
Donald Trump almost died.
You deserved it. You know what I'm saying?
Donald Trump almost died.
I'm gonna say that.
All right, Quest. Now you're kind of complaining. You're muddying. You're muddying the waters a little bit because let's keep it a buck. So his response, Donald Trump's response to COVID was, "Oh, it's not real." Whatever. He sat up there and did not act right away. He did not act right away. He didn't treat it as if it was I'm serious. Then he turned around. Hold up a second, Melvin. Then he turned around and then he tried to weaponize it by saying, "Oh, it's an Asian thing." Or let's not forget the whole why you're mad because they had to create an Asian bill because we have people sitting up there calling it the Kung Fu disease or the Chinese disease, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? So he said up there. I mean, not necessarily that. So I gotta backtrack. It wasn't necessarily that. You're like, hey, how come they got one and we didn't get nothing? But again, we have people. They had to sit there and create something because people were attacking Asian people because of what Donald Trump has said. His response, he did not sit up there and shut down stuff until 3 months later, 2 months later. You know what I'm saying? So
and it did absolutely nothing to change the scenario.
If
he would have shut it down 3 months earlier, we still would have went through the same thing.
Three months
what did
prior,
they did
but wait, there was
vaccine that didn't work that now has minors and teenage children having heart complications.
That's not all that true.
It's not all that true, or is it not true?
Well, you name a vaccine that doesn't have some of those things.
Well,
Look on the TV and you'll see
go through
any medication.
before
You
they're
could take
used on people
Tylenol and
in
die.
masses.
Some people
no
can take
shit.
Tylenol and die.
No shit.
COVID, there is
All
COVID
the
infections.
vaccines
There is long
have
and
10 years of testing before they're
okay.
used
but that
on the masses.
Hey, real quick, two pick, y'all. Let's get into some of these comments because they be going crazy. So I want to make sure everybody gets their shine. Sergio says Kamala ain't ish either. That motherfucker cricket as Satan's halo. How? But she better fit than this sad ass excuse as a politician that bankrupted 7 family businesses on record. C. Cherie says, and what the Foundation of America, I think you responded to something, so my bad about that. Sergio says he has tax evasion charges. It's a whole trick and got charged. Got Bezos on that part. Commenting. Okay, hold up. So Sergio says, look, let's keep this shit a buck. We played a weekend at Bernie's for 3 years, and they ain't having another in office till it gets fit. Bullshit, calm down. The niggas out there start shooting back. A certain extent. We'll get into that.
That don't make no sense.
However, they won't ever allow a woman to lead this country. That's another big part of that. But another huge factor of it because she was a person of color too. You think they gonna see Aunt Jemima running in the United States? Nah, it ain't happening.
Who's called her Aunt Jemima? It's crazy.
No, I'm just saying, like that's their thinking.
That was crazy.
That's their thinking.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's their thinking. Fauci is a whole criminal. How's he a criminal?
He's not. People just say Fauci's a criminal.
Come on, man. Let's leave the Fox News bullshit out of this. You know what I'm saying?
They say they can't articulate anything other than what they read on.
Sergio says he hates Latinos and the Chinese, so that's how he's going to get down, and he
hates everybody.
She signed the crime bill with Biden.
So come on, she signed a crime bill with Biden. What crime bill did she sign with Biden?
Yeah, first off, she wasn't around during. Was she actually around during that time when it was signed? I know it was Hillary Clinton.
Yes,
Bill Clinton. Yeah, but I don't think Kamala was around during that time yet.
And we act like there wasn't motherfuckers doing crime.
Oh my God, Melvin, you got to stop this shit, bro.
No, I'm not saying black people. Bro. I didn't say black people. I'm saying a crime bill. Because think about it, California passed a crime bill because people were stealing out of shops and people got tired of it.
Bro, so you have to stop this because when you do this, you do it in the facet that the mainstream media uses to demonize people that look like me, right? You didn't say black people. They never specifically said black people, but all the people that were affected by were black.
I know.
That's always my problem.
That's not true at all because I talked about the shoplifting bill in California. So if you get caught shoplifting and you happen to be black, that ain't the crime bill's fault.
But see, Melvin, what happened was, remember I told you that something kind of hit home, or I saw it in a different perspective when there was a woman who posted, "Hey, my father is just free. Biden pardoned my father after 35 years for a nonviolent offense, whatever. He got 35 years, and it was his first offense. He'd been gone for 35 years, so." That crime bill was unfavorable, especially if we know how the judicial system works for black folks.
I'm not talking about,
but we're talking about all of it. Crime bill. That's why I say you got to stop that because that was an effect of that crime bill.
Well, hold on.
I'm talking about if you do crime and you get caught and you're on fucking video. I'm not gonna feel sorry for you doing crime that you got caught doing.
No, it's not the fact of the crime.
So then what?
So Melvin, well, I'm gonna help you real quick because I gotta get into these comments because we still got the show to run, so we can't really, give $3. We gotta kind of, keep it pushing.
The new crime bill that I was referring to.
So when I'm talking about, so it's not necessarily the crime, right? So this is where I think Quez is trying to get at the crime. Okay, yes, if you do crime, you get caught. And yes, you deserve your punishment. But what's happening, what's making it unfair, is that they're tacking on unfavorable punishments. You know what I'm saying? So if it's your first time offending or doing something, so instead you get maybe like a year or maybe like probation or something like that. They're giving people like damn near like life sentences. You know what I'm saying? Which is it's
That-
pretty much coming down harsher with them black folks.
I'm not talking about the previous crime bill, and I said that was
No,
part
no,
of
no
a
doubt. But I was
miscarriage.
trying to clarify
But
it a little bit.
the new crime bill that I was referring to, that's the only one that passed in California
But
for
listen,
shoplifting and
Melvin.
stealing. It is because there was a period where we didn't have that crime bill, and crime shot up.
No
But
doubt.
And
listen,
so
Melvin.
Let's
This is
let
my
Quez go
problem
real
with
quick,
it.
and then I'm gonna come in with the comments. Go ahead.
Because this is my problem with it. Regardless of whatever law and bill they create, when little Timmy goes in front of the judge, there's a sense of empathy with Timothy. You know what I'm saying? Now, when Leroy get up there, for some reason, and it's been proven statistically that usually people of color are sentenced 2 to 3 times longer than Caucasian people. So whether it's a crime bill, whether you caught on camera, whether you in a nice neighborhood or a bad neighborhood, your complexion has a certain protection. And it's
And that is very true.
continually going on, no matter who makes the bill, when they put the bill out.
All right,
And that
Melvin.
happens to be my
but
problem.
there's
Melvin, I know-
nothing
I know-
we can
Melvin-
do about that.
There
The only
is
thing we could
something
do-
we
There
can
is.
do about that.
No,
What do you
what
mean
can we
there's
do?
nothing
We'll
we
talk
can
about
do
that in
about
1 second. We'll talk about that in 1
Yeah.
second. So free Barbas. We gotta get into these comments, man. Let's show the people love. They over here supporting us. So support them.
Go ahead.
Free. I'm funking it all up. You know, but when you're cleaning out house, it's not going to look pretty in the beginning. Everyone's expecting all of this to be fixed right off the bat. Cleaning what fucking house? Anyway,
Oh,
That's
and when it comes to Fauci, he never should have taken the pardon. Now he looks guilty. What?
They were calling Fauci guilty when they didn't even know anything about it. And the problem
Look,
I have
wait,
with a lot of these,
wait. I'm not done yet. Not done yet. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then Free World says, "Yeah, bro, that kind of pushes me away, especially when it's black. This blacked out. I'm not sure what." Sergio said they made charges harsher on people of color, which is very true. He said, "I do my research a lot on a lot of this. We do too. We do
I
too,
love those
trust me.
crowds. I do my own research, but then I
This
didn't
is one of
pass
the reasons
fucking
why the black community
high
left
school.
the Democratic Party, also because of the history of slavery with it. Come on, man.
No,
Now you about to get me into this.
That's the Sambo treatment. It's just
No.
people-
We're not going to call him no Sambo. You know what I mean?
That's
But
what it is.
no, stop. I don't want to sit up there and attack people.
When you're
it's gonna
Melvin,
get
when you
ugly.
take a whole
Melvin.
community and you sit
gonna
there and
get
say
ugly.
black people are because
Melvin,
of it. Come on now.
because
At what point do we have,
I'm not going to sit there and attack and insult people. I'm going to say he's misinformed on this one because
Ain't
again,
that
we got
what-
a lot of people.
that's
This
what
is something that
Sambo is.
Quez said. Because again, with this one, you have people who are taking little bits of information and they're not necessarily doing the research. They're taking little bits and pieces and then they're regurgitating it like it's their own. So again, we've already talked about party realignment, why black people left the Democratic Party, also the history of slavery within the Democratic Party. The slavery that you were talking about is essentially the Republicans of today because of the party realignment. Look that up, my brother, then come back and talk with us. Now, again, there's some things that you're going to sit there and say that may be true. There may be some smoke to it. Like, yes, the Democratic Party did have slavery. But again, party realignment. Look it up, read it, and then come back and holler. You know what I'm saying? Get off Fox News. Get off their nuts. Now, this is going to get ugly. Now, back to DEI. We sprayed away from it a little bit. Now, I want you guys to...
DEI is just bullshit. It was Black Lives. It was BLM in 2020. It was then it was CRT. Then it was woke, and now it's DEI. And the common denominator is black in all those. So
And what does that mean, Melvin?
so the boogeyman for the Republican Party, because they hated the Black Lives Matter and they were anti All Lives Matter then, and then anti CRT because they didn't like the 1619, and so they started banning books. And then they were woke, so there's that anti woke,
and woke meant anything that wasn't conservative. And DEI now means if there's not a white male person in there, then the person is a DEI hire. And when you look up DEI, that is disabled people, that is veterans, that is women, that is anybody that is not cis, white, and male. So
The funk is a cis thing. All right, so
it's
Donald Trump,
a straight white male.
no doubt. So Donald Trump has revoked the Equal Employment Opportunity Act of 1965. The order prohibited discrimination in hiring and employment based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. Now, with that being said, I posted some about this on my Facebook, and I kind of made mention about like how some people were idiots. You know what I'm saying? I want to apologize because I know my comments may have been harsh, but it's not my fault that the school system failed you, because they were talking about the whole thing of well, now it's just basically something to keep women from participating in men's sports, and it's not going to have anything that. It's a blanketed term if you're talking about civil rights, because just like Quez likes to say, you know what I'm saying, the civil rights movement was actually pushed by us Black Americans, and then there were some people that actually tried to slide underneath it to get their rights too, and then they benefited from the way that we were on the front lines, from all the sit-ins that we had to do, from the lives that were lost. They benefited from it. So again, so when you had to have the amendment, when it was amended in what was it, 1967, when they're talking about basically sex, they're talking about basically protecting women. So now, you know, when we have this coming into play, it's not based off of gender and sex, because there was no how do I say this, gender fluidity in 1965. There was no, okay, I identify as this, identify you're either male or female. So it had nothing to do with the whole fact of, you know, keeping men from participating in women's sports. It's a blanketed term to sit up there and to do exactly what they're doing now, and then stopping all federal participation of what the MLK days, any Black holidays. Essentially, if they want to discriminate against you and say, hey, I don't want to hire you because you're a stinky woman, now you don't have no legs to stand on by him revoking that.
And it was the tragic beauty of it is they used your own hatred, your own bigotry, your own insecurities against you, because everybody was like, oh, I'm trying to protect kids out of male bathrooms, or people, males participating in female sports. You know, there's 500,000 NCAA student athletes. There are only 10 transgender student athletes, and yet we hear about it like it's no tomorrow. And it's not like they're promoting it, because the trans people are just going about like it's another Tuesday. It's the people that
who's
hate it
though,
are going it.
Yeah, the Democratic Party is promoting it. They're promoting it.
How are they promoting it?
Alexandria Cortez promotion. You know what I'm saying? In situations that have nothing to do with what she's talking about. The Democratic Party
how are they promoting
this problem.
It?
They caused this problem because they surround. Yes.
No, let me rebut. I'll let you get off, Melvin.
Loyal to the blue. You know what I'm saying? And this be the problem I have, because I'm not loyal to either party. I'm loyal to policy. I'm loyal to things that affect my family and my community. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn you Democrat or Republican, right? Until you do something that affect me, then we'll have an issue. But listen, the problem is the Democratic Party created these issues, right? The LGBTQ thing. Nobody cared who you had sex with in 1990. There was no need to protect that. There was no need to protect you being a gay man if you wanted to sleep with another man. There was no need to have a protection for that. But when the Democratic Party opened up the flood, yes, it's true.
That's not all the way true.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all. In the 90s, they bashed gay people. Do we not remember Matthew Shepard, who was murdered? Do we not remember
Matthew Shepard? Oh my God. I hate when people use that case, because Matthew Shepard was not murdered because he was gay. Matthew Shepard was murdered during a drug transaction. That's what happened. They
Okay.
use his sexuality to promote the case.
Y'all are better than me because I don't even know who Matthew
they
Shepard is.
and
No
then
offense.
let's not
You know what I mean?
forget
Like,
about all the money that was poured into not equalizing marriage.
well, that's what I was getting
And
ready to get into.
let's
Before I
let
also
the
really
Supreme
interrupted it.
Court all the way up to the Supreme Court. Let's not pretend like people didn't want to make cakes for gay people. Let's not pretend like this was not an issue. Like in the 90s, they didn't say all gay people had AIDS. Remember, they were telling Magic Johnson he was. They were like, "Oh, he's a closet fag," and they were using those
Hey,
terms.
come on, man. Come on.
I'm just saying what people were calling
I
Magic
know, but
Johnson.
still, we be
Well,
gentle with
they
that
were
word.
calling him those, and they were using those things because of their hatred. All the highlight portion of all of this comes because trans kids were under attack. It was Republicans, what they do and what they're doing now. They're shoving we didn't talk about DEI. We don't talk about DEI. They talk about it and make it a bigger case. We don't talk about wokeness. They talk about wokeness. We didn't talk. We said Black Lives Matter. They said all lives matter, and they ran a huge campaign on Back the Blue and all this other shit. They lifted it up because they wanted to be anti. And that's what happens. So if there's a small
So,
facet of our society that happens to be trans, they okay, so what? We don't care. We go about our lives. They hate it. They want to protest. They want to blow up abortion clinics. They want to say, "Oh, the rights of a child." It's the right and their view on religion that demonizes everybody. They want to put their religion on everybody else. And that is the problem of it. And that's how that's
but see,
and
but see, Melvin, on the flip, and I gotta play advocate a little bit. So
play
there is
advocate.
there's definitely some truth to what you're saying, but on the flip, though, I mean, aren't Democrats doing the same thing by trying to include it into every single thing and every single faucet? You know, because at the end of the day, wait. Again, we got to. So you know, the thing about it is like, okay, the marriage thing. You know, what I'm saying it's a catch-22 because now you know I understand people, you love who you love and all this other stuff, definitely, and then when it comes to certain rights and certain things, whatever, especially like, you know, if you say if one is getting ready to die, they have the right to pull the plug or to save or whatever, certain decisions, you can only make that if you're actually married. And so with gay couples, they weren't necessarily recognizing them because they're saying, well, it's unconstitutional, it's this and it's that, goes against the Bible. So there were laws to sit there to help protect, you know, them because of that. Now, the problem comes when you actually have a gay couple that goes to a church and say, hey, I want to be married. So it's pretty much F whatever this church believes or whatever it is that they feel, you know, against quote unquote, you know, gay marriage. You have to marry me now because I have this is my discrimination. You're kind of like pushing against somebody else's rights and beliefs too. So
it
it's
doesn't muddy the
definitely
waters because before 1968, it was illegal for interracial people to get married too. They said black people couldn't marry, and prior to that, in the 1800s, black people weren't even allowed to marry. They blocked all marriages.
Listen,
So
I'm
so
so
when
glad you said
people
that.
keep using the Bible to push on other people, that is the problem.
Guess
That
what
is
else
when
people keep doing? Guess what else people keep doing?
What do they
Using
keep
the
doing?
black struggle to justify their bullshit.
But it's
I
not
love that
just the
you
black
said that.
struggle. It
It
wasn't.
is.
No,
because
it
Because
wasn't. So
every time,
that's not true.
every time there's an issue here in America, they always try to equate it to some form of slavery and policy that was created for us. They always use us as the background. We should have gay marriage because remember, slaves, y'all couldn't get married. Remember, black people, you couldn't marry white people.
That
You know what I'm
has
saying?
nothing to
We
do.
should have civil rights because remember, black people, you couldn't vote before. So we should, even if you're illegal, you should be able to vote too. You know what I'm saying? Remember,
that's not
black
putting
people, you didn't.
that's not
You
putting
used to couldn't come.
the onus on
You
black
did it.
people.
You
And
did
if
it. I
anything,
didn't say it. You said
if
it.
anything, that is saying that the hugest injustice in American history was when they did that to black people. So if we compare the two, there's never another comparison. But if and one injustice is an
Find one.
injustice and there's another injustice, they share similarities because the person doesn't have all their rights.
It's not a
period.
similarity.
And it wasn't just
It's not
all black
similar.
people. If you listen to Dr. King and you listen to him, he said, my Muslim brothers helped out. The Jews helped me out. They helped finance these things. There wasn't just black people doing it by themselves. There was a lot of white allies too.
Man, you went there. You're right. You're right. You're very right. You want to know another entity?
A lot.
Wait, Wes, I got this one too. You want to know another entity that helped funded that too? You want to know? U.S. government. They wanted him to spearhead this movement. They wanted to have somebody who was a Martin Luther King nonviolent as opposed to a person like Malcolm X. So yes, they definitely funded. As a matter of fact, the NAACP, have funding from white people. It was actually founded by white people.
NAACP had a lot of Jewish people on their council and was made up half of that.
And that's why we never get any benefits. That's why.
No, it's not about. It's not about
all the organizations that were created for black people were created with white people in the leaders.
That's not true.
That's
not
very true. What has the
true.
NAACP done, Melvin, to get anything for anyone in 2025?
They fought for tons of people's inequalities, and they've done. They put out tons of stuff. Just because you don't go and research it doesn't mean they're not doing anything.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying, Melvin.
So what are you saying?
I know you like to do what about is.
So what are you saying? What are you saying? Clarify.
Wait. Two pick. We have some comments. Free Barbaros. I know about slavery, also how slaves were forced not to vote for one party, and it's books that I read, not Fox OG. Respect. Well, then answer me this question, sir. Who freed the slaves? All right. With that being said, Sergio, I am nonpartisan. I'm for what's good for the people.
No, you're good for what's good for yourself, because that's what a lot of people
Alexandria Knight says there's plenty of discrimination in the 90s. I think she was talking about with homosexuals. C. Cherie says it's a learned behavior. I think referring to some. Again, my fault. We get into these tangents, and so I can't necessarily keep up. They helped me out in Montana. Who helped you out in Montana? Can you clarify, please?
Maybe he talked about the NAACP. I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Caught that in real time, Sergio. But go ahead, man, because
no, what were you said a question, and so clarify.
Because my clarification is a lot of these policies and programs and institutions that are created for the people that look like me and the people who are me, right? Natural born citizens of the United States, not immigrants, not people who came over here and have birthright citizenship, right? These policies that were created to benefit us have somehow every single time they add on minority or people of color, the people it was created for never benefit. That's why we still talking about 13% of people having the same issue, and then somebody can come over here fresh on a plane or a boat ride and come up, open up businesses, organizations, and right in the middle of the people that they say are lazy. And I seen somebody put in, who gonna pick them crops? Black people would pick them crops if you paid a fair wage, but we're not gonna do it for free. We already tried that. We're not gonna do it for $2 an hour. We already did that.
So what policies don't benefit Black people but benefit
none of them?
Everybody. So, but you said there's policies that
DI
were meant
didn't
for
benefit
everybody.
Black people. Affirmative action didn't benefit Black people.
It did. That's not true. That's affirmative action helped Black women, who are the most educated demographic in America.
And I'm gonna tell you why, Melvin. Look up the statistics. Because since they ended affirmative action, right? What has the college rates been? Almost 67% Asian has lost their enrollment. Almost 12% Caucasian women lost enrollment. Guess how much African American or foundational Black American enrollment changed? Less than 1%, which means we were getting in there on our own volition, because in reality, Black people know that we have to work extra hard to get into the positions that we get anyways, because they're already looking at us crazy, because they already try to discriminate without discriminating. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's
We
not that.
already
But
know
that's
this.
not.
Our college
That's not to
enrollment
say.
didn't change.
That's not to say that affirmative action didn't help Black people, or
It
especially Black
didn't.
women.
It
That it
did
did.
until
It did.
they added on minority
No,
Hey,
and people of color.
let him get off real quick, Quest.
Go ahead.
it
I'm
that
gonna be
it
quiet.
that the facts and the data support that it did help Black women. It did help women, period, and a majority of it benefited white women, who was the at the time when it came out was the overpopulated uh, person and educated at that time. Now it balanced it out. So to sit there and say we didn't, you're saying, oh well, affirmative action didn't do anything. Well, think about affirmative action today. And I'm like, well, where was affirmative action? What were the numbers back in 1970 or 1970 when it came out? And today, to say that they haven't changed would be
You just said it
inaccurate.
yourself, Melvin. It predominantly benefited white women because
Yes,
guess what?
because
They're
at the time,
minorities.
if think about this, if
They're minorities.
Black
So you
people
mean
only make up 13% of the population.
doesn't
So
matter.
by the numbers, by the sheer numbers alone, if there's only 13 million Black people, and half of
Mhm.
those 6.5 are women, and there is 40 million white women, by the sheer number alone, then it's going to
Mhm.
benefit more white women because there are more white women. That's just
But listen,
math.
Melvin.
That's
No,
just math.
no, because you can't do
That
that because
that's just math.
the percentages are equated by the population of the
It's
people,
it's
right?
it's
So
math.
if there is only 13% of Black people and 40% Caucasian, which is really upwards of 60%, right? There should, even with the benefit of the program working, it should be equally balanced to the 13% and the 60%, hence the reason of making the program, right? If we're only 13% and still only 2% of that 13% get those added benefits, but on the 60% side of Caucasians, over 30% are getting the benefits, that doesn't add up.
Because
That's
it's
why it
not just
doesn't work.
it
Because we use
no,
these
it
inflated
adds
numbers
up because
to say
there's
you're
light,
only
not
13% of the population. If we should have 7.5% of the benefits then.
no,
If we're going
that's
compared to
if
the white
that
population
is
who is getting over 30% of the benefits,
but
because
that is
most
if
of white population is white women.
but Quez, that is to say if those people went went to college. So anybody can join the Marine Corps. And the percentage of Black people in the Marine Corps is low. Everybody can join, right? So why not more people, Black people, join the military? They have the same opportunity as their white counterparts, but they're not taking it. So what
There's
is your
reasons
argument?
behind that.
And that's my point with why people don't go to college and why the numbers of affirmative action. Because he's saying, well, the sheer numbers, and I'm saying, well, not everybody life choices is college. Not everybody gets a college degree. But from who went to college, it balanced it out for affirmative action did benefit Black people. And all the other laws and the democratic policies did benefit Black people. So it and why would I not want that my argument period is why would I argue if gay people are getting equal rights and equality, why would I be mad at that?
I'm not mad.
Then
I'm just
why
saying
even say anything?
it shouldn't be a determining factor because guess what?
I
White
am
people gay,
happy.
Black people gay, Mexican people gay.
So then
Nobody
what's the
cares if
issue?
you're gay.
Then what is the issue if the policy that was founded for Black people benefits other people, then there shouldn't be an issue because
It isn't. I'm gonna tell you why it's an issue, Melvin, because all the people who benefit from it out benefit the Black people who it
well,
was intended for. Hence
and
why the Black population is in the same position. That's the problem, Melvin. That's
no,
what you don't get.
there are several no, the Black population and people it are in the same poor people, and the class system is in place, and that's part of institutional racism. It affects poor people and people of that status together. and
no,
and they make
institutional racism and poor people don't go in the same
no,
sentence.
but it is. It's all
No,
okay.
it can't be
Okay.
institutional racism when the majority of the white population are poor. Racism doesn't affect them.
Yes, but the policies enacted for black people, the poor black people, also affect poor white people. And so
No,
my
it doesn't.
thing,
It benefits them.
okay. If you look at the numbers, it a lot of it is a lot of the problem is the status of being poor. The same desperation, whether you're hungry, hunger doesn't have a face. So if you're hungry, your family's hungry, and you're in desperation, no matter the race, you will do the same thing to make money, you're gonna sell drugs. There's
Right. You
people in
just won't go to
Arkansas
jail as
that are
long.
white and they do go to jail. But
Not as long as black
disproportionate.
people, though.
No, and that has to do with the judges. That has to do with federal judges. That has to do with who we elect as our
That has to do with
representatives.
federal judges,
Yes,
not local magistrate judges,
it depends on because
not county
sometimes
judges.
sometimes they tack on
Okay.
federal charges as like okay,
Most
well this
people
is
in prison are not in federal prison,
no, I know.
so
But
they're
but
not getting
a large
sentenced by
amount of people
federal
in federal
judges.
prison happen to be black too.
No, there's a lot of white people in federal prisons.
Oh yeah, there is. But
right,
but
and they don't get
those
sentenced the same.
but those things
Martha
happen
Stewart
the
got
same.
to hang out during her federal
Oh,
imprisonment.
of course. But
fuck
that
I mean,
has to
the
do,
complexion for
but that
protection
has
and money.
to do with what I said.
You keep trying
It's
to argue,
judges.
knowing that you agree with me, Melvin. That's my problem.
What are you talking
You
about?
keep trying to beat around the bush that you said institutional racism and white poor people are going through the same thing when it's impossible because white poor people don't get hindered by institutional racism. Racism affects people of color, right? And black people predominantly.
But the way
all right, we're gonna go into a quick promo and we will be right back. Hold on. Yeah.
You're wasting time.
Exemplifying the sportsmanship value.
I'm about to say, I heard so the what? The background noise. Federal judge, we're talking about federal, temporarily blocks Trump's order seeking to end birthright citizenship for children of migrants.
Yeah, it was unconstitutional. And that's the part of
how so?
Because part of the 14th Amendment is birthright citizenship. It's part of the Constitution.
Enslaved people in America, right?
It did, but it says if you were born here, period. If you were born here, it didn't just say of slaves. So if you were born here, that is you, and that's the way that's been the law of the land since the 14th Amendment has been in part of our Constitution.
Was it 1866, 1867?
And that's how it's been interpreted. So to now, and this is how fascists set it up. Because imagine if Obama said, you know what? The right to bear arms, the Second Amendment, shall be a well-regulated militia, because it says regulated, which means somebody overseeing and somebody passing laws and somebody doing that, means I can do X, Y, and Z. The GOP would have.
What is X, Y, and Z?
I can take away your guns.
You got to give me a real comparison.
I can take away your guns. I can infringe on your rights. I can pass laws against the Second Amendment. And so what Trump,
the Democratic Party been trying to do that, but go ahead.
The 14th Amendment was ratified in 1868. So I just had to clarify that with facts. I didn't want to be like, somebody's president, miss fact checking.
Well, listen.
It was blocked because it was deemed unconstitutional. It goes against the Constitution.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But it does bring up a valid conversation because now we have illegal immigrants coming over here having children, and then what happens?
But
now they're U.S. citizens, and then Then we say
That's
things like we shouldn't separate children from their parents, even though they did something illegal, because right, we got a crime bill, and everybody that commits a crime should be punished accordingly, right?
there's a crime bill, yes, but at the
I'm
same
saying
time, but
if we're
the
saying all
crime,
crimes should
the
be punished
Hey, me
equally,
too, C. Cherie.
but
Me
but
too.
the crime
And I'm gonna tell
of
you why.
the crime on immigration, it's dictated by whatever the president passes. And like I've mentioned a million times on the podcast, it benefits corporations to take advantage of illegal aliens. It
we
benefits
know
the
this. But
broken
if
system.
you come
It
into the United States illegally, is that not a crime, Melvin?
uh illegally, yes, it depends.
Okay, simple,
It
right?
depends if you're it depends
Simple,
because
right?
a lot of people come seeking asylum, which is part of the Constitution as well.
But is there still a legal way to do that, Melvin?
Yes, but if you come
Okay,
in
so if
seeking
you don't do
asylum,
that, it's illegal, right?
not yes and no
Yes.
and
No,
no.
no. Yeah, just
Yes,
yes.
no, no, no,
Just
no.
yes.
It's yes and no because it wasn't always this way until people passed laws that were inherently racist because of it. And
Mm,
so to pretend like they didn't do it because well,
mm.
this and this and this reason,
Now,
because
you guys,
Congress could pass comprehensive immigration reform and they choose not to
now you guys both
because
have valid points. Both you
there's a
guys.
there's a
Mm.
there's
Wait,
money in demonizing poor Mexican people that are coming here working hard. They
No
call them
doubt.
lazy, but you never see them. You always see them going to a job site or
Guess
pulling
who else
them,
they call
protecting
lazy,
their
Melvin? Black people. When we start asking for money for picking them same
exactly.
crops.
And so the same
You know what I'm saying?
people,
What are we
the
talking
same
about?
people that are calling black people lazy are the same people demonizing them.
No, the problem
That's
is the
true.
Mexicans came over
So,
here and started calling us lazy too. And so did the
but
Africans. And so did the Asians. And so
now
did the Iraqis. Yeah, why? Hey, I came over here with $2 in my pocket, and now I have all this wealth. Why didn't you pull yourself up by your bootstraps?
that's
That's what they
that's
come
not
over and
accurate
say.
at all. That's not
It's
accurate at
not.
all.
I mean, I
No,
could really
there,
play advocate
no,
with that
there's a
statement,
few
but
people
hold
that
wait,
say that, but
oh
that
wait,
overwhelming story, most people come
Melvin.
over here and they stay in the same cycle of poverty, and that is
Okay.
supported by data.
No.
It
Okay,
literally is supported by data.
so C. Cherie says I'm 50-50 on this issue. And so, I have to say that I agree because I can see both standpoints, but the one thing that I'm always going to have is empathy. And again, I place
Absolutely.
myself in people's shoes. So again, if these were my children, saying, or if these were my parents, quote unquote, yeah, I wouldn't want to be stripped away because, hey, I got kids who are over there being, SA'd in these camps, getting mistreated, probably malnourished, not even
Mhm.
fed. What I'm saying, all this other stuff, whatever. And then I mean, or they get sent to a country that they have no knowledge of. So, so there's some empathy there. So, yes, I mean, there's a right way to do things and there's a wrong way. But I also see where Quez is coming from as far as like, there's a legal process to do all the stuff. Da, 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 da. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But once upon a time, this here
Why
America.
must it turn into da 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 da?
No,
You know
no,
what I'm saying?
it wasn't offensive. Don't take it personnel.
I'm not just asking.
My foundational Quez brother. You know what I'm saying? I hate that freaking word, but you know what I mean?
You'll be okay. You're one too. You just don't like it.
No, the
You
funk I'm
can't
not.
change. You are
Y'all
foundational.
can kiss my non-foundational black ass.
Oh,
But I hate that word.
okay.
My roots go way past 1870. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But that's a whole nother topic. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, though, I mean, again, there is a process to go, but then also there's empathy. So once upon a time, America was a place where people would go and escape poverty, escape tyranny, because that's how a lot of these Europeans got over here, was because they were escaping what? Tyranny from kings and all. Did they not fight an American Revolutionary War to separate themselves from the King of England? You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
we was
Or
there too.
France and Spain, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
So
were there for that.
yeah, not by choice. You
But
talking
we were
about
there
no
fighting.
1619? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we helped out with that too. But then the irony was that we can take pride. Yeah, we were there, but yeah, we fought for a revolutionary war, but yet and still we were still slaves. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know.
Are you ashamed of that lineage?
Me?
Yeah,
No.
because you said, but still we were slaves. We fought in every war.
Because again,
that's why
no
we're
doubt. But my thing is,
because,
so is it right for you, from my foundational Black American brothers? So do you celebrate the 4th?
Do I celebrate the 4th of July?
Yeah. It's not because I'm ashamed. It's because, hey, I mean, because it's hypocrisy at its finest. Oh, we fought for our freedom. We fought for our freedom. But there were people who looked just like me, my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure when they got over here within the 1700s, 1800s, but they got over here and they weren't free. You know what I'm saying? They were still fighting to help somebody else's cause for freedom. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think there's a problem celebrating. It depends on why you're celebrating. If you're
like I said,
celebrating
I find it hypocrisy. I find
the whole country was founded on hypocrisy. We know that. Slaves were freed. Abraham Lincoln. We don't tell the full story about him. It is all true, but there's always reason to be optimistic and to be happy that we're American as opposed to somewhere else and not treat it.
I'm going to tell you why this became an issue, right? I'm going to tell you why this immigration thing came to a head and became an issue. Because we watched millions, right? And I'm not exaggerating, illegal immigrants come over into America in the past 4 years and get shipped to sanctuary cities that were overloaded, right? Predominantly Black cities with a migrant crisis, and they were paid to do something illegal. They were paid to be here. They were given benefits that people in those same communities have been asking for years that mysteriously never are available. But we watched them close down schools and put these immigrants there. We watched them give these immigrants food stamp cards, food programs to where they got upset and got picky and said, we don't eat that. We need something else. Gave them benefits for that and cash aid, right? American tax dollars. Somebody who just got here got all these unearned benefits while the American people, we got veterans, we got disabled, we got, you know what I'm saying, Black, white, Latino, Asian, whatever, that are U.S. citizens that are struggling, homeless on the streets. And somebody who just arrived yesterday got all these unearned benefits that my tax dollar payers went to. You know what I mean?
I definitely get your frustration with that.
That's why it became an issue.
I still don't think it's an issue.
Melvin. I want you to rebut, Melvin, but real quick, because we're also running out of time.
Go for it.
Alexandria, let me get this out of your face. Alexandria Knight says they do come over here illegally and birth children and get on aid. They don't aid the parents, but do aid the children and prorate their income. So essentially, they're more eligible assistance. They're more eligible to assistance than Americans are. Sergio says, "How you steal a whole country and lock up the native people of the land?" Correction: they didn't lock up the people of the land. They quote unquote slaughtered them, and then on top of that, push them aside. So now they have Oklahoma, lands in Oklahoma, little reservations and whatnot. So yeah, they somewhat, Sergio says 6K hotel rooms. C. Cherie says big facts. One chick said her room is 6K a month, and she was there for nearly a year already. I'm not sure what you're talking about. 6K hotel rooms. You gotta kind of clarify that one. All right, go ahead, Melvin.
All I'm gonna say is the whole civil rights movement and what we keep talking about is equality. And the whole thing was founded on, if there's injustice somewhere, and there shouldn't be injustice nowhere, and we just stand by. And we always sit here and we're doing it right now. Well, they do this and we don't get this. We get this. It's not like they get approved faster a lot of times than a lot of other people get approved. And what I come to hear a lot of the times is just bigotry and hatred. And that's just the truth, because they come here and for years, more illegal aliens and immigrants have paid into a system that they will never see a dollar from. Never. And they paid into that social security system and they will never see a dollar from it. And that alone outweighs the benefits that they are receiving. And that's the numbers that back it up. And so we hear all these stories, and don't forget who tells you the stories, who tells you the demonizing that they're coming here, they're being rapists, and they commit less crime than regular Americans do. But we hear all they're all these they're freeloader, the same things that were said about black people. Now we're believing it from the same person telling it. And then we're like, oh, well, that they're doing all that. And I'm like, doesn't that damn story sound familiar?
You have a point there. That's a valid point.
Who's the same person railing about that? Oh, that's the same person telling you
Hey, Melvin,
it's just a shade different now.
Melvin, do
The
you
same story, but
realize
a shade
do,
different.
do you realize that we have access to alternative media now? It's not us believing Donald Trump or believing Joe Biden. It's us believing the people we see on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram saying these things.
That's
the
not
people
real. I could
they're
come
not
up with
real.
a story. I could come up with a story right now and go on TikTok and say I was a war hero. And I can go and say that I did all these. People do that for a living.
No,
they
you're
come
right.
up and recreate who they are on
So
TikTok.
there's definitely some truth. So what Sergio was talking about $6,000 for hotel rooms was because he was saying that there's a woman from Guatemala. She said the government is paying her to be here, and that's what they're paying for just for her room is $6,000, I guess, with a month. You know what I'm saying, for her room.
And again,
BJ
who's
and
paying
Eli
it?
says illegal is illegal, and then Sergio says spade is a spade.
When it
people
comes
people who are here illegally are putting into SS. They are using using someone else's number.
If Social Security is not going to be here
true.
for these immigrants who are paying into the Social Security system,
it's
not going to be here for us either.
That's because
right?
Republicans and Donald Trump added.
That's easy to say, but when we look at the spectrum of these policies, a lot of them are Democrat backed. Like we got to cut this shit out.
If you look at
we got to cut this shit out, Melvin. I let you
look at the spending,
bro.
Hey, third, look up, Google this right now. Ask Google if Donald Trump didn't create 25% of the national debt him damn self. Just Google that.
We know that.
Okay, then. So if one president out of the fucking 47 created 25% of the national debt, and then we're saying, well, Democrat policies, his tax cut alone that he just extended was going to add $15 trillion to the national debt that our kids are paying for, that our Social Security comes. He cut off Medicaid, and then he put it back on 2 days ago. So I failed to understand where the Democrats are just like the Republicans.
It had absolutely nothing to do with the foreign aid we sent to Israel. It had nothing to do with the foreign aid we sent to Ukraine the past 4 years. It had nothing to do with that. And I'm gonna tell you why the Democrats lost. I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna tell you why they're gonna keep losing, Melvin. I'm gonna tell you why you're gonna keep losing, Melvin.
They're probably gonna keep.
You're gonna keep losing, Melvin, because you guys refuse to accept the reality that there is a group of individuals over here that have earned benefits, and you guys keep playing this benign neglect game and saying, no, we got to do something for everybody. We can't just do anything specifically for you as you do things specifically for other groups. You guys, as Democrats, continue to do that.
Listen to your words.
In the game,
listen to your words, and then
keep going with
listen to your words, and then ask me, or ask anybody. Do you sound like a Christian or do you sound like a Republican? Do you sound like a God-fearing man or not? Do you sound?
I sound like a foundational Black American, and I love God, and that has nothing to do with either party.
You can sit there and say that. You can sit there and say that. So one has empathy, and one has, well, if they get it, I want it, and I want more.
You're not sounding like Christ-like.
Is that
so
what I
you can
said,
go-
Melvin? Is that what I
Yes.
said, Melvin?
The whole
Don't put
time
words
we-
in my
the whole
mouth,
time
bro.
we were
Wait.
arguing, you said-
So
I've been
Sergio
very patient with some
says
conversation, Melvin. I did
Sergio
not say
says
that. Don't do
Sergio
that.
says Melly
Okay.
Mel
Don't do that.
Sergio says Melly Mel think
Don't
about
do
what the
that,
tariffs
bro.
are going to do,
The
which
tariff.
is very
Google tariff wars and see if it's
I
ever
don't
won.
give a fuck. About none of that.
he's agreeing with you.
Yeah, no, I
and
know.
then
I'm not
BJ
arguing with it. I said
BJ
Google
says
tariff
he
wars
never
and-
cut off Medicaid. Yes, the funky did.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Here he goes with that
froze it,
fake
and then
news.
they had
CNN
to
never
pass
said
I know.
anything false, right?
No, they did. Well, they do too, but not as much as Fox News.
It
They
doesn't
have to
matter.
fact check,
False
bro.
is false. It
Come
doesn't
on,
matter
man.
who
Let's
does
keep it a
Oh
buck.
my God.
We have to go from a non-biased. You can't be CNN
Y'all
or
not
Fox News.
non-biased though.
No, I'm not saying you. Calm down, Chocolate
Y'all
Thunder.
not non-biased.
Hey,
Y'all are
Chocolate
biased
Thunder.
as hell.
I'm not saying you're biased.
But I'm
Jeez
biased, but I'm
Louise.
factual.
The only thing I said was
it's
that we got to
okay
go
be
to
biased
non-biased
if
news
you're
sources.
factual. That's the people.
Bro,
people
you just told me I was complaining and said I wanted more benefits than somebody else.
No,
That's
I
not
said
factual.
when you talk about
you
affirmative
said,
action,
I don't sound
you
like
said
I believe in
you
God,
said
bro.
other
That's not
people are
factual.
benefiting from things that were
Sergio
founded
says
from
religion and politics
from
have
other
nothing to do
people.
with one
And
another.
I said that
which
it
is very
doesn't
true,
matter.
Sergio. Which is very true. But you got people who kind of conflate it and kind of put it. They try to hide behind religion to justify their bigotry.
What
That
the
sounds like
GOP
America.
did is the white Christian nationalist, and that's where CRT was born out of, and what their big stink about that, and what do you call reverse racism? That was white Christian nationalism.
And I
So
don't care about none of that. You know what I care about, Melvin? I care about that at the end of the day, Black people jump in front of every social, economic issue to be the backbone of every movement.
not
And
true.
then when it's all over and said and done with, we're left holding an empty fucking bag.
But you don't
That's
even vote.
my problem.
You don't even vote.
Hey, that's why now
You don't even have a
everybody.
say in it because you don't even vote. So you
Who?
can't really talk
I
about
don't give a
what
fuck
Donald
about
Trump
the
is doing
president.
because you don't
I
vote
don't
for
care
a
about the
president.
president, Melvin. I vote
But
locally
he
where shit affects the
enacts
people
the
around me.
laws.
Don't do that,
All
Melvin.
right,
You voted for Kamala and it did nothing for
Sergio
you.
says,
You're
you
still here
mean
complaining.
you mean the
No,
people that stole
and
multiple
I'm
countries
happy
and
with my
gentrified
vote.
them?
I'm happy with my vote because
Then
of
shut
what
the
you
fuck
did
up. Then
and what
shut up
other
then.
people did.
Then shut
More
up then.
people didn't vote,
Then
and
shut
that's
up
why
then.
Donald Trump didn't.
Don't
No,
talk about it every day.
that's
If
part of
you're
the
happy with your
resistance
vote,
of it.
don't talk about it
That's
every
part
day.
of the resistance. We don't just sit there and be quiet and say, "Well, I'm just going to worry about me," and then
No,
and then
I'm
what?
saying I don't
The
fuck with
same
either one of
thing.
them because I know
What
neither one
happened
of
with
them
the
is
black
gonna do
community?
shit.
We gotta
Why
let one
did we
another
get
talk.
this?
One another
Why
talk.
did we do that? Maybe if you had more fucking mobilization and you helped more.
Did you
then-
hear me say anything about either president? I'm talking about why you motherfuckers sit around, get the benefits, and leave us holding the empty bag.
Who?
And I know you're biased, and it's okay
Who?
because you
Yes,
come
there's
from an
nothing
immigrant
wrong with
background.
being
It's all right,
biased.
Melvin.
There's
It's
nothing
okay.
wrong with
You
being
have a
biased as
different
long as you're
empathy than I do. You know
factual.
what
See,
I'm
the
saying?
difference
But
is I support my arguments with facts. You
and
give
so do I.
hyperbole.
I
You give
didn't give you facts.
hyperbole, and you give
Okay.
these arguments that say, "Well, why
All your facts were
people affirmative
whataboutisms.
actions this
All
and this
your
and this."
facts were whataboutisms, Melvin.
No, it's not.
All of them were. What about Louis Farrakhan? And
No,
what about
and that was
all
the
your
same
shit was
thing.
whataboutisms. These
It's
are
not
facts.
whataboutism.
These are
All right,
It's the
y'all.
opinions.
point of
We're running
that
out of
Have a
time.
we
great night.
cannot sit here and
No,
pretend
we're-
like, oh, these people are demons and demonize everybody, or just say, oh, well, nobody's on our side. That's not true.
I never called anybody a demon. I never demonized anyone. I said, you agreed with me. People that came over here illegally broke a law. When you previously said that black people commit
keep
crimes
preaching
and they're on
that
video
if somebody
and they
breaks
should
a
be
law,
punished, right?
if
That's
somebody
what you
breaks a
said.
law,
We are
if
now
somebody breaks
running.
a
We're
law,
now out of
then
time.
what? If somebody breaks a law, then what? Because you were the one that said, well, the crime bill.
No,
So you cannot
You
be
said
like,
it.
well,
I
they
didn't
broke
say
the
it.
law,
no,
and
none
then
of
you
you guys
said
said
it.
it. It
crime
was
bill.
Sergio that said it.
You can't keep doing both. You're playing both sides. You're literally playing
I
both
never
sides.
brought up the crime bill.
No,
I
you
never
guys
brought it
both
up.
didn't. It was Sergio that brought it up in the
No,
comments.
Yeah,
but the
thank you.
fact is, Quez said when you say the crime bill and it affects black people, and then he's
It
going to
does.
say, well,
It
illegals,
does.
they broke a law. And what I said,
the same
They should be
thing when I
punished
said that.
accordingly.
Remember when I said when people break a law and they get caught in 4K, and you said, "Well, I don't like that."
I didn't say I
Did you
don't
not
like
say
that.
that? And then
I
at the
didn't.
same time, you're like,
I
"They
didn't.
broke the law."
I didn't say
You
that,
broke-
Melvin.
That's
I
bullshit.
didn't say that. I said black people are
Third,
punished
what did he
more
say?
harshly than their white
What did he
counterparts.
say? Did
That's
he
what
not?
I said. That's
Did
what
he
I
not
said.
say that when
That's what
I
I
hear
said. I'm
you
telling you
say
exactly what
that
I
the
said.
crime bill?
I said the crime bill punishes black people.
You guys are in my ear. You guys are in my
longer
ear.
sentences.
You guys are in my
That's
ear.
what I said. I didn't
And
say
it's
I
the-
didn't like it. That's not
So,
what I
and
said.
I said when somebody breaks a crime, a significant, make a significant crime, it's different from, and I caveat, I said, there is asylum. You can get asylum and break the law at the same time and still be an immigrant. And you said, well, they're still breaking the law. Like people are coming here for, and that's the other thing. I don't get how we preach on this podcast about equality and all these other things, and then we demonize people. They broke a law.
So
So
with that being
you
said,
you tell me.
we're gonna have to put a toothpick because we didn't run out of time.
Well, you tell me, because it doesn't sound Christ-like to say, well, they broke a
Melvin,
law
you
by
don't
coming
even
here.
believe in God, bro. Shut up. Stop saying this
Hey,
don't sound
do.
Christ-like.
I
stop.
do.
Okay,
And
so
whether I do or don't doesn't mean I can't expose the hypocrisy that you're doing.
okay.
I could be
So
an
with that being
atheist and
said,
still say that you're doing hypocrisy with
all right, Melvin.
demonizing people and then saying, well, God said
Melvin.
this.
Okay, we got you. We got to stop. We're out of time. We're literally about to go over time.
It's all right.
So I want to thank y'all for we'll put a toothpick because it's something that we definitely got to come back to. I don't know if we're gonna do it on an after party or whatever because we got Black History Month coming in. They're trying to stop that, but we ain't stopping it over here. So you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody who tuned in. You know what I'm saying? Things do get heated when we talk about this. Try to keep it respectful. Sorry if it got disrespectful to some folks. Sorry for the people out there. I know I got to keep apologizing for shit. But anyway, I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back next week. Hopefully we get into the ancestry stuff. But, you know, with the way that Melvin's uncle is tripping, I just don't know.
We never know what's going to happen. We never know.
All right. With that being said, we got to go. One love. Thank you for watching the show. We'll catch you on the next one.